Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the San Francisco Playhouse. I'm Bill English, and I'm thrilled to be with you here on this wonderful Monday evening, beautiful day we've had, to come back to our extremely wildly popular series we're calling Zoomlets, which are very special, I think. They're plays that are short plays, and I've been having so much fun looking all over the country for these short plays, and I didn't really believe there were so many wonderful 10 to 15-minute plays out there. And this is kind of a unique place because a lot of these plays will really never get a professional production or get their chance in the sun. So that's really one of the wonderful ways about it. And the really unique thing about the Zoomlets is that they basically feature the director in a sense, the playwright, of course, but in the sense that the director picks the cast and sets the tone for the play, has a concept or some themes that the director wants to bring out, and that's kind of what the Zoomlets are. It's kind of like being the fly on a wall at a first rehearsal. So I do generally what artistic directors do. They pick a play and then they pick a director. And then basically from then on, I kind of turn it over to the director. And the director makes the choices of the cast. And if we had designers, the directors would be making those kinds of choices as well. So I'm really thrilled tonight to have a local playwright. We're bringing you a play tonight by Mr. Cleavon Smith. And the play is called Two Friends, a Toothbrush, and a Sense of Urgency. Wonderful title. And tonight's play by Mr. Smith will be directed by Elizabeth Carter, who many of you may have just seen her version, incredible production, digital production of King Lear with the San Francisco Shakespeare Festival. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Elizabeth Carter and Cleavon Smith.
Hello, everybody. So happy to be here. Thank you so much, Bill, for this fun experience and to get kind of a window into this work. Get to be a little piece of, right in the room with us with this lovely piece. And this is actually the second time that Cleavon and I have worked together. We did a piece, I guess it was like maybe a year and a half ago for Theater First. And so I'm really excited to get to be back here with his words. So very exciting, very fun. And I love SF Playhouse. So thank you so much for having me and letting me kind of play a little bit today. So I just thought that maybe I would start with just saying a couple of things that I think about the play, and I will let Cleavon also to say a few words about what his thoughts about the play are, and then we'll introduce the actors and we can talk about it and hear it out loud. So super excited. So I was just thinking that the first thing I thought about when I read Two Friends, a Toothbrush, and a Sense of Urgency was this sense of deep male friendship and support for one another. And I just thought like that was such a wonderful thing that we don't get to see always on stage in just a really normal moment of heartbreak. And that it was also funny and clever, but really just this idea of men being able to be vulnerable with each other, and men of color being able to be vulnerable with each other and to be heartbroken, and to how do they lift each other up, and how do they sort of carry each other and allow each other to grow and become more human as they sort of evolve in their relationships to intimate relationships. So those are the things that I was like really excited about. Plus there just seemed like this, yes, camaraderie of like, I've got you, I've got your back. I'm going to help you push through this moment. So those are the things that I kind of got really excited about when I read it. I thought, oh, I like this play. And then I started to visualize it, and I thought, I live in Oakland, and I thought, this play reminds me of two guys hanging out at Lake Merritt. They're meeting up everybody hangs out at Lake Merritt in Oakland. It's just a place to go. People walk by, but a lot of times I see friends just like connecting, and men connecting. So I thought I could see a park bench at Lake Merritt on a maybe a late afternoon, sitting there. So that was one thought that I had, if I was to kind of visualize the space that we're sort of in this moment, that feels like a very everyday sort of place to be, but it's not every day for Dre. So so that's kind of one of the things that like really attracted me to this idea of what is manhood, what is modern day manhood, what does it mean to like really love and to want to be loved. So those things that I really was drawn to. And I wanted to ask Cleavon, so what made you write this? Like, what was the thing that made you like, I mean, this is the beautiful thing about working with new works, right? Is that you get to, and you have the playwright in the room, you get to ask those questions. So my question for Cleavon was like, what made you want to write this little short play that is such a little um, fun and little tender piece?
Oh, thanks, Elizabeth. Everything you said was really spot on, and that's why I love working with you, because you read my work extremely well. And part of what made me write the play was just a prompt from Jeffrey Lowe. He had invited me to be a part of his bench project, where he gets a bunch of playwrights and actors together, and we do some fundraising for some really amazing causes. And I wanted to write something fun. And I also just felt like these were two characters that I wanted to see. Like these are two characters I relate to, who, this is a friendship that I want myself. And it became fun because, like sort of how to highlight their friendship, and that like the kernel of just like that experience of being seen, and that experience of expressing what you see to another person, and have that tenderness that is usually kind of, um, uh, like you said, we usually see that when it's like within some kind of like romantic love relationship. And I wanted to put these two men together and have them, like really be vulnerable, just as you said, and as a way of actually, making myself a little bit more vulnerable, if I may admit. So yeah, everything you said was about, like really spot on. And the biggest thing is I just wanted to laugh. I wanted to have fun while I was playing, while I was while I was writing it. I wanted to have fun while I was reading it, and I wanted to have fun while I saw actors bring it to life. So that was it.
I love it. I think that comes through. So, um, and I think also I just will say, like, as a parent of a young boy who will someday become a young man, it's so great to have those images out there for young men and young men of color to like see themselves potentially in something that feels like a more holistic sense of self,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
So really important to me. So yeah, so I have two lovely actors, who both of whom I'm excited to share with you. And so first, I'm gonna say that I have Ron Chapman, who is going to read Dre, and Jared Corbin, who's going to read Tone, and both of whom I've had the absolute pleasure to work with. Ron Chapman is in my production of King Lear right now, playing Edmund. And Jared is someone I've worked with at ACT, and I loved you in Gloria so much.
Thank you.
But I also just adored, and what a perfect opportunity to say, hey, by the way, we're virtual, so it doesn't matter where you are. We just like, let's do this. So I'm really excited to have, these two actors and get a chance to work with you again. So thank you so much for saying yes. So great. So I think without further ado, we should just read it and then let's get into the work and let's do it. Yeah. Sound good? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read the stage directions, which there aren't a lot. I won't read any of the major emotional kind of stage directions unless, Cleavon, you want to hear them. Great. So I will just read the sort of the bigger, any movements or anything that feels crucial. And otherwise, I will just hear you guys, and then we'll talk about it and break down kind of the structure and see what we can mine out and have some discussion around it. And then we'll read it again. Yeah, sounds great.
Cool.
So without further ado, I will just read the title, and then I'm going to turn off my camera, and I think Cleavon's going to turn off his camera, and we'll have at it. So, Two Friends, a Toothbrush, and a Sense of Urgency, a 10-page play by Cleavon Smith. At Rise, Dre is seated on a bench. He is despondent and unaware of his surroundings. Tone enters holding a small bag. Finding Dre, he is a mix of confusion, anger, and concern.
Yo, man, what's up? Just let it out. I got you. Seriously, how much we been through? Look, man, I have no idea what's going on, but I can't do shit if you don't talk to me.
Tone gently
Let's
taps
go.
Dre.
Let's go.
Danny kicked me out.
Who the fuck is Danny?
You know Danny?
If you say so. Oh, shit, that girl from Oakland you just met. When you fucking ass start shacking out with her?
Nah, fool. You know I don't fucks with no chick from no town where the raccoons make Stringer Bell cross the street.
Never can tell what your ass is up to sometimes.
Punk. Remember when you were late at the club?
That was Friday.
Shit happened fast.
That's crazy, man.
Crazy intense.
So you telling me you met this woman, moved in, and got kicked out in a week?
5 days.
How do you even have time to...
Dude, that's not the point.
What the fuck is the point then?
Dre suddenly hit with a fit of crying.
Point is... Damn, dude. Point is she kicked me out.
Oh. I'm sorry, man. What happened?
You ever done something that was just stupid?
All the damn time.
I mean, like, shit you don't ever usually do, but the one damn time you do, it's just like the most abso-fucking-lutely worst ass fucking possible fucking time.
What the hell did you do?
Nah. Tell me, man. You ever done some random ass, basic ass, stupid shit before?
Dude, you know me. I do stupid shit like all the time.
Yeah, but anything's a hard unseen.
There was this one time.
I'm talking something you wish you could have taken back the instant it happened.
Yeah, man. I was trying to tell you. Let me finish.
Sorry.
There was this one time. Like, when was the last time you seen me picking my nose? I don't put my fingers in my nose ever. You hear me? I even think about it and I'll call my mama and ask her for consequences.
Yeah, you do always keep a handkerchief on you.
Believe that. So, the one time I've done it since I was 6 years old, I did it and I got this big ass scab of a booger. I looked at it and I was like, damn. And I just flicked it. And I'll be damned if Zahar wasn't just like standing at the bedroom door watching. I just pretend like I didn't do shit. Like I didn't even see her ass, knowing full well she done just seen it.
And she stayed with your ass.
Apparently. She's still there when the rent come up.
Damn.
Now I done told you what I done did. So what you do?
I was just running my mouth.
Why? What you say?
I didn't say nothing.
But you were running your mouth.
I know, but
And I asked what you done did.
listen.
And you say you were running your mouth. So
It wasn't what I said that got me in trouble. What got me,
kicked out.
it was what I was doing while I was running my mouth.
Interrupting? How many times I gotta tell you, no woman help, nobody can tolerate a constant interrupter. What?
You finished?
I guess.
Can I tell you?
That's what I thought I asked you to, that's what I thought I asked you to do. Just out with it, man. Stop stalling.
Anyway. I pulled like half a foot too much floss from the roll.
Damn.
You said you wouldn't judge.
When the hell I say some shit like that?
Bullshit, man. That's been our agreement for years.
Fuck. Yeah, but we never said a nigga can't react. What is going on with you, dog?
It's that bad, huh?
It ain't good.
Man, I can't believe it's over just like that.
Because it ain't gotta be over just like that.
So I'm supposed to just go to her and say, it ain't over till I say it's over, damn it.
Something like that, yeah.
You trying to get restraining orders on my ass?
I'm trying to lift whatever restraining orders you done give to a sense of urgency.
Dude, she done probably changed the locks by now. I can't just go barging in.
Well, fuck, man. Going back and barging in are two different things, dude. Shit. You trying to extend a conversation with her, not squatting her property. Look, man, you fucked up.
Exactly.
Nah, man, look, my bad. You didn't fuck up. You made a mistake.
That's what you want to call it.
That's what it is. But tell me, were the two of you a mistake?
No. Anything but.
You love her?
Do I? Man. I wasn't just running my mouth. I was in a daze. Standing next to her, it was like I could feel every atom of my body being changed by her presence. But instead of making me bounce off the walls, it was the most comfortable I've ever been in my own damn skin.
So why not go back?
I already apologized. She don't even want to hear it.
Oh, shit, man. It's beyond apologizing.
What, beg?
No.
What then?
Declare.
Declare what?
You need me to tell you? You feel me? Shit, man, you ain't getting nowhere on this damn bench, though.
Tone hands Dre
What?
the small bag.
What's this?
Something I figure you need.
Dre takes a look and pulls out the electric toothbrush.
Hadn't heard from you in 5 days. You didn't say what was up, so I just put 3 and 3 together, and I thought that's what you calling me for. I went over to your place, let myself in. So there.
Thanks, man. But I don't know if I'm gonna need this.
Bruh, you need it, okay?
You think?
Dude, man, haven't I just been right here next to you while you all up in your feelings? You got this. So you sure as hell need that.
Really?
Really?
The two hug. Dre exits with gestures of readying himself for his talk with Danny. Tone watches his friend walk away, happy for their friendship and hopeful for his friend. A few beats after Dre exits, Tone blows on the palms of his hands and lifts it up to his nose, shakes his head, and pulls from his pocket a stick of gum. He pops it in his mouth and rises from the bench and exits. Great. Hey, fun. So everything's in the small stuff in this, right?
Yeah.
Everything's in the minutia of just the daily, right? So
Yeah.
great. One of the things I want to bring your attention to is this. One of the things that Cleavon puts in this is this idea of the enjambment. So when you see those double lines, as opposed to dot, dot, dot. So dot, dot, dot's a beat, and then you're kind of cutting each other off. You're right on top of each other a little bit, as friends do, right? It's and it's hard with Zoom. I totally get that. But to really, play those rhythms with each other that you guys have, I guess the question is how long do you think that these two friends have known each other?
Oh, years.
Yeah,
at least a decade, maybe a couple of decades. They're supposed to be in their 30s, and I'm betting they've known each other since they were at least teenagers.
That's
especially
exactly
the way in which they actually talk with each other. It's almost like they go back to being teenagers when they're around each other.
Yes. So there's this feeling of maybe as they were coming into their idea of young manhood is when they became friends and we're okay together, right?
Yeah.
I'm safe with you and you're safe with me. And so there's this sort of uncovered way of speaking,
Yeah.
It feels
especially with the subject matter of it, they're able to express to each other feeling embarrassed and inadequate in front of their partner. That's a deep kind of if you can't tell your partner you're feeling inadequate, then obviously this is a close friend, brotherhood kind of stuff. So yeah.
I love that. And I think they also can they can razz each other a little bit, they can poke at each other's soft spots because they know the other person isn't actually trying to take them down. But that gives us some permission. And I know my feelings about, and I don't know if this is this is something that I will ask you in male friendships. When you have somebody you're really close with, you can, I think I'm not someone who likes being teased very much, but I've learned, especially also in the Black community, you just got to get a little comfortable with being kind of poked at a little bit, right? Because it's fun. And it's also means I love you a little bit, so that a little bit of that's man, you can't tell me what, come on, that's a slap, right? It's a little shove, come on, who am I? I'm, I've been with you, who am I? I'm, you got to tell me. If you can't tell me, then who can you tell, right? Some things he's told you, he's never told his mother, he's never told anybody, right? Can't tell his girlfriend. I do love, so I want to just kind of take a little look at sort of this the way this sort of storyline unfolds, right? So Dre's just how you're bad. It's sort of Shakespearean, oh, this might have been the one.
This guy's at a couple of different extremes right now because he's somehow wildly, madly fallen in love with and met his soulmate very recently, and then decided to cohabitate with her, those are all huge things, any one thing.
Right.
Then he thinks it's over.
Right.
From such a small thing. And like you said, it's in the small things. I love that the thing he did was so small.
Right.
Like it's
Right.
right. And it is one of those weird, like, we just moved in with each other, like, you know, how dare you? Like, I have to go buy new floss now. Like, that becomes a big thing when you're living with someone.
Right.
You know, so yeah, I mean, and then now he's also despondent about it because he thinks it's over. And he's in front of his friend who's probably the person he's able to be the most vulnerable in front of.
Right.
Aside from maybe this woman that he's just met.
Yeah. And the fact that, like, you know, people do get very upset about toothpaste and the way people hold toothbrushes and the way they bathrooms. That's just real, right? In relationships, you could be married to someone and still be highly irritated with that fact. It's just a real thing. But the fact that he was running his mouth too while he was doing it was, I think that was probably might have been.
And you know,
right?
My thing is, when he says running his mouth, I think what he's actually describing, the way that I read that is, he's saying he was just talking in a way that he doesn't probably normally talk with other people. He's probably not usually that open or usually that talkative. And he was so caught up in this brand new emotion and just talking and probably unveiling himself to her that he just pulled a foot. I mean, that's a lot.
And the fact that then it's over, right?
Yeah, and he's like, oh my God. You know.
That's funny because when I was thinking about it, I thought running his mouth like he was like, and I'm just mad about this, and I want to tell you about this, and like he was getting all like kind of hypey and like letting his stuff out, and then he went, you know, with the thing, and I mean, so like I love the fact that you have this other idea, and maybe we'll ask Cleavon if he had a particular take on it, but I love this idea of him just like just spilling everything, and then I do this thing, and it's like, what are you doing? What was that?
Yeah, exactly. He like saw a look on her face and was like,
yeah, right, right, and she kicked you out for, you know, not being thoughtful, you know, enough. I also love that Tone has this beautiful story of like picking his nose when he never picks his nose. He got like extra strangely comfortable or something, and didn't, and just saw the look on her face and was like, oh, you know,
I'm just gonna pretend like that didn't happen. Yeah,
let's just pretend. Oh,
yeah,
right. And then realize like, oh no, I better step it up, you know. I think the Tone just generally, it feels like, and you can tell me if you get the same feeling, Jared, is that Tone is really trying to be his best man self in relationship.
yeah.
There's a couple of little places where he says some things about when he says, oh no woman, nobody, you know, he kind of corrects his language, like,
yeah,
you know, or it could be no woman or anybody else, whatever. I mean, it could be both, but it seems like, you know, he's like, no, you gotta kind of step it up. Like, you know, he's trying to do something, you know.
Yeah.
Be his, you know, in all of his wisdom. And who knows how long has him and Zahara been living together, you know, but seems like a little bit of time.
Yeah,
maybe
because like he has his rules in place of what he does and doesn't do around her, so it's like, yeah,
kind of funny. So I have a couple of thoughts. Yeah, so that's sort of like kind of a general, this like, do you think you've ever seen Dre like this? I mean, what's the more interesting choice, right?
I feel like the more interesting choice is always to be like, this is the first time.
Yeah.
But there is something to, I guess, the way that I decided to pick up on reading it, that like they've been here before, Dre seems to be more stressed out more often. And like the fact that he just knows what to do, like he knows was it 5 days? No, 3 days. It's been 3 days. I haven't heard from you. Something happened. Let me bring you a toothbrush so you can at least brush your teeth. So it's like he kind of has that understanding that he kind of shuts down when things go poorly. Yeah. So I feel like but it is more interesting to be like, I've never seen you like this, but then he's just ready. It could be either, but there's something to him, like knowing how his friend operates and knowing like, and when he switches, it says he switches gears without really switching the topic. He's going to keep telling him that like, you deserve to go back. That tone's not working. You deserve to go back. So it's just like, he knows like, just keep switching it up and maybe it'll stick. Right. So, yeah.
He knows like, oh, okay, is today the day that I have to like push you? Is the day that I have to be like, come on, man. I know it's, I know, or is the day that I gotta like make him laugh. So it's gonna, so that's really.
This seems like a pushing kind of day.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sort of the like, I'm behind you and I'm going to get you up off this bench.
Yeah. Like that's probably all he came there to do is like, let's just get him off the bench and then figure out what to do next.
Great. I love that. And for Dre, like, how do you feel this is like, have you gone through this before? Does this actually feel slightly different this time, but you are somebody who tends to give up on love fast or kind of not decide to try? You know those people, right? Who they like, it's not perfect. It's not rolling really easily. So like,
yeah, if it's not easy, don't do it. Just throw that wall up, like any little resistance. I feel that just from, it being on the page, like in his own words, instead of feeling uncomfortable or making him bounce off the walls, he, felt the most comfortable he ever has in his own skin. So I think it is definitely something new. That moment that he was caught up in was so new. And then I think that that's what makes the offense so much more like jarring, right? Like to feel totally comfortable and connected and open, and then that's when the spike can do the most damage, right? So that's when that moment of like, oh no, I've messed up. Yeah, I definitely think this is not. He maybe quote unquote falls in love very easily and out of love very easily, or but this is definitely the first time he's truly felt whatever this is.
Right. And so I think that near the end, one of the things that is important then is that you try to really get Tone to understand that. This isn't like every other time. Man, I mean, it's even hard for me to acknowledge that this is a real loss. This is not like Angela or, Charisse or whoever, right? This is like she got to me and I opened up, and I don't want to lose that. I'm devastated to be able to see myself be that person, to get to be someone who gets to let their guard down with somebody and really, feel vulnerable. Like, so then it's like, I think that's a real serious shift for Tone too, is like, okay, now I gotta get you, then this is what you need to do. You're gonna have to suck it up and you have to go back. If this is the way you really feel, then you have to step up and you have to be the bigger person and you have to go back and apologize again. You can't just be, oh, I'm sorry, right? It has to be like, make the extra effort if you want this. So, and I'm not sure that Tone realizes that early on.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Because I'm definitely going like, oh, is it the girl from the club?
Right.
Oh, you wild. Like, it's just, and it flows through him. It's like, that totally makes sense. Yeah, you live with her now? Oh.
Yeah.
Like,
So I think that's the thing like that I want you guys to play with is this like lovely you know, kind of, you know, you trying to like joke him and sort of play with him and tease him into getting him out of his stuff. And when that doesn't work, right, then there's, you know, okay, what did you do? Like, come on, confess. Confession. It's confession time, man.
yeah.
You know, but it all comes from a sense of like sort of like love and joy. Um and and I think that's one of the things that I see from you, Jared, is like in this energy is sort of like attacking it from all these different angles. Dun, 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 right? I'm gonna come to you this way. Okay, I'm gonna come to. Okay, that's not working. Okay, man, come on. Okay, I'm gonna. Yeah. Okay, that's not working. Okay, I'm gonna like tickle your feet. Okay, that's not working. I'm gonna punch you in the shoulder. Like, come on. You know, like you're, and he's just this kind of lump there till he finally like breaks free. As we kind of go through. So one of the things I want to, and I think like, you know, there's a lot of language about like, you know, I don't like, you know, there's in the beginning we see that bravado from both of you a little bit, you know, sort of the thing that we recognize, right? This is the thing I love about this play is like that we think we know these two men in the beginning, right? We think we know till we get to the like, I think till we get to the booger conversation.
Yeah. That's my favorite.
It is. I don't think I've ever had boogers show up in a play before that I've ever read, and I love it. It's real, so real.
And that real feeling of like, damn, and then just wanting it away from you. Yes.
Quick.
I've
and being like,
done that a lot.
Oh, you saw me. Oh. It's very real. So, you know, let us see the men we think we know in the beginning, if that makes any sense to you. That we think we know these two men. So there's like you know, trying to like, oh man, you know, and kind of a tougher side till we kind of get to until we get to the point is she kicked me out, and then it's like, I'm sorry, man. Right? And that's true, that's real, right? So there's this kind of play, and then as it unfolds, you get to this like to the place where you get to I'm sorry, and then it's like, okay, tell me what happened, you know, let's pull it out, and to what you were, you know, resistant and beating yourself up to a certain degree, Dre, yeah, and well, to a big degree, not even.
Yeah.
You know,
he's just going in.
Right, he's going deep deep dive. But what do you do instead of you telling him what you did? You push him to be vulnerable first, right? You're like, you know, no, okay, have you ever done anything, you know, and you're like, I don't know, what do you think that is? That is it sort of a, I don't know, what do you think that is that he pushes him to be more to say something first?
This is, for me, it's just that he really is almost ashamed to admit he did what he did in a way. There's actual like feelings of like shame and almost guilt around it. It's a very serious offense, and it happened in front of his significant other, the love of his life, apparently, woman of his dreams, soulmate, who charges every atom of his being. And so he doesn't actually want to go there unless he knows that Tone has been there. Or, you know, he's like, I feel too vulnerable right now. You're like still joking with me, and this is not a joke anymore. you got to tell me what you did.
Right. Yeah. You got to tell me so that I can feel comfortable to tell you what I did. Yeah, it's like a little pact, you know? And Tone says yes, you know, okay, I'll tell you, fine, I'll tell you, right? And they're still together. So that's also a lesson, right? We're still together, we're surviving.
Exactly.
Through that. So I think, and then we kind of get back to this, like, you're running, but this section on page 5, where you kind of go into this right after that, you're running about, what did you say? It's like doom, 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 right? The pace, pushing it so that we get to this point where, you know, he says, you know, we get to a beat where Dre is silent. And it's like, okay, what did you do, right? And he's like, okay, you're done? Okay, and then he goes ahead and tells him. And I think that the realization, he's dragging his feet a little bit, but he's like, I'm gonna tell you, I did it. And I think that reaction should just be like as big as you want it to be. Like, you know, because then it is that thing with friends, right? Where you like, you say that thing and they give you total shit with it for it. And you're like, you said you weren't going to tease me about it. And then you do. And then you say, but man, I love you, right? I'm going to help you get through this. It's okay. We can get through this together. Great. And then comes the repair, you know, how do we repair this? How do we, you know, how do we model for each other as men what it means to like walk back, to go back, right? To go back and to open up. So, no, it's lovely. You guys want to, you got any do you have any questions or things that are confusing or like wondering about?
I think so.
No, I think I'm good.
So let's like this time through, let's like really see if we can get to that moment of damn. And let's see if we can
I guess I do have a question.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that like I'm on the same page. These are high stakes for this, for both of them. Like seriously, these are high stakes.
Yeah.
So like that damn is not necessarily like a, oh damn. It's like a, oh shit, you did that. Cool. Okay.
Yes. I think
cool,
so.
Cool.
I think so. Let's make it high stakes. If this is what he says is like the person who makes him feel like the most, then shit, you don't want to, you know, excuse my language, you don't want to lose it for him, right? You don't want to lose this for him. You're like, what do we got to do? Okay, come on, man. Like, you're gonna have to, you know, you're gonna have to like suck it up, but like, I want this for you. So like, what are we gonna do? So I think that's really good, right? Yeah. So this time through, thoughts of letting us see the facade of the men that we think we know, but the playfulness and the history, and the revelation, the revelation of the act, Dre trying to like make sure that, you know, your friendship is actually it's sort of that thing of like, you go first, you know, you tell your secret first and then I'll tell my secret, right? That's basically what it is. It's like when you're 12, you know, the same exact thing. And then how are you going to lift him up and repair him? You know, how are you going to push him, poke him, cajole him, get him up off that bench? And you know him so well that you have a toothbrush for him, right? It's like so lovely. And I'm just going to read those very few stage directions. But yeah, but have fun with it too. I mean, I think think that's, one of the things that Cleavon said in the beginning is like, I wanted something that was fun. And so let it also be fun. Yeah, great, awesome. I'm gonna turn off my camera. Two friends, a toothbrush, and a sense of urgency. At Rise, Dre is seated on a bench. He is despondent, unaware of his surroundings. Tone enters holding a small bag, finding Dre. He's a mix of concern, confusion, anger, and concern.
Yo, man, what's up? Just let it out. I got you. Seriously, how much we going through? Look, man, I have no idea what's going on, but I can't do shit if you don't talk to me. Let's go.
Danny kicked me out.
Who the fuck is Danny?
You know Danny.
If you say so. Oh, shit, that girl from Oakland you just met. When your fucking ass start shacking up with her?
No, fool, you know I don't fucks with no chicks from no damn town where the raccoons make string a bell across the street.
If I can tell what your ass is up to sometimes.
Punk. Remember when you were late at the club?
That was Friday.
Shit happened fast.
That's crazy, man.
Crazy intense.
So you telling me that you met this woman, moved in, and got kicked out all in a week?
5 days.
How did you even have time to...
Dude, that's not the point.
What the fuck is the point then?
Point is... Damn, dude, point is she kicked me out.
Oh. I'm sorry, man. What happened?
You ever done something that was just stupid?
All the damn time. Yeah.
I mean, like, shit you don't never usually do. But the one damn time you do, it's just like the most abso-fucking-lutely worst ass fucking possible fucking time.
What the hell did you do?
No. Tell me, man. You ever done some random ass, basic ass, stupid shit before?
Dude, you know me. I do stupid shit like that all the time.
Yeah, but anything's a hard done seen.
There was this one time.
I'm talking something you wish you could have taken back that instant it happened.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to tell you. Let me finish.
Sorry.
There was this one time. Like, when was the last time you seen me picking my nose? I don't put my fingers in my nose ever. You hear me? I even think about it and I call my mom and ask her for my consequences.
Yeah, you do always keep a handkerchief on you.
Believe that. So, the one time I've done it since I was 6 years old, I did it and I got this big ass scab of a booger. I looked at it and I was like, damn, it's afflicted. And I'll be damned if Zahara wasn't just like standing at the bedroom door watching. I was pretending like I didn't do shit. Like I didn't even see her ass, knowing full well she done seen what I just did.
And she stayed with your ass?
Apparently. She's still there when you come up with the rent.
Damn.
Now, I done told you what I done did, so what did you do?
I was just running my mouth.
Why? What'd you say?
I didn't say nothing.
But you were running your mouth.
I know, but...
And I asked you what you done did.
Listen.
And you say you were running your mouth, so...
It wasn't what I said that got me in trouble. What got me...
kicked out.
It was what I was doing while I was running my mouth.
Interrupting? How many times I gotta tell you no woman, hell, nobody can tolerate a constant interrupter. What?
You finished?
I guess.
Can I tell you?
That's what I thought I asked you to do. Look, just out with it, man. Stop stalling.
Anyway, I pulled like half a foot too much floss from the roll.
Yeah.
You said you wouldn't judge.
When the hell I say some shit like that?
Bullshit, man. That's been our agreement for years.
Fuck. Yeah, but we never said a nigga can't react. What is going on with you, dog?
It's that bad, huh?
It ain't good.
I can't believe it's over just like that.
Because it ain't gotta be over just like that.
So I'm supposed to just go to her and say, it ain't over till I say it's over, damn it.
Something like that.
You trying to get restraining orders on my ass?
I'm trying to get you to lift whatever restraining orders you done put on your ass to a sense of urgency.
Dude, she done probably changed the locks by now. I can't just go barging in.
Fuck, man. Look, going back and barging in are two different things. Dude, shit. You're trying to extend a conversation with her, not squat on the property. Look, man. You fucked up.
Exactly.
Well, no, man. My bad. You didn't fuck up. You made a mistake.
That's what you want to call it?
That's what it was. But tell me, were the two of you a mistake?
No. Anything but.
You love her.
Do I? Man. I wasn't just running my mouth. I was in a daze. Standing next to her, it was like I could feel every atom of my body being charged by her presence. But instead of it making me bounce off walls, it was the most comfortable I've ever been in my own damn skin.
So why not go back?
I already apologized. She didn't even want to hear it.
Shit, man, this is beyond apologizing.
What? Beg?
No,
What then?
declare.
Declare what?
You need me to tell you. You feel me? Ah. Shit, man, you ain't getting nowhere on this damn bench.
Tone hands Dre the small bag.
What's this?
Something I figure you need.
Dre takes a look and pulls out the electric toothbrush.
I hadn't heard from you in 5 days. You didn't say what was up. So I just put 3 and 3 together and I thought that's what you were calling me for. I went over to your place, let myself in, so there.
Thanks, man. But I don't know if I'm gonna need this.
Bruh. You need it, okay?
You think?
Dude, man, haven't I been right here next to you while you all up in your feelings? You got this. So you sure as hell need that.
Really?
Yeah, really.
The two hug. Dre exits, readying himself for his talk with Danny. Tone watches his friend walk away. After a few beats, Dre exits. Tone blows on the palm of his hand and lifts it up to his nose, shakes his head, and pulls out his stick out of his pocket a stick of gum, pops it in his mouth, rises from the bench, and exits. End of play. Great. Wow. Yay, great. How did that
Yay.
feel? How did that feel?
Good.
That felt great. That felt like a lot more alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also something to, oddly, Tone has older energy. I don't think he's older, but Tone has like a more, I don't want to say mature. There's something about him that's older and like very calm about the situation. Even like the booger flicking, he's just like, that's big for him, but he didn't panic and like, well, she didn't kick him out. I don't know. There's something like very calm about this situation with him that like I appreciate. Yeah.
Maybe experience, maybe a little experience or a little wisdom somewhere in there that he's sort of a little bit of something and he's kind of holding something.
And it's very interesting that like he's able to give Dre like solid advice when he flicked the booger and then pretended like it didn't happen. So it's not like he's used this advice in his own relationship, but he has absolute clarity and gives him solid advice as to like how Dre can win his lady back. Like, that's interesting. Yeah.
But isn't that kind of the way that it is, right? Like
it is.
See clearer when we look at other people. Sometimes we can see have clarity that we then sometimes can pull back to ourselves. Like the fact that he like checked his breath at the end and ate the stick of chewing gum because he was like, "Ooh, okay, let me take care of that before I go back home." Because I don't, I want to make sure I just gave him this advice and now I've got to like kind of see it too. But there is sort of this like, he's able to hold it all.
Yeah.
Tone's able to like hold it all. We all need that friend that can hold it for us, right? If we were to keep kind of playing with this, I would say like really working on like where for me, the thing that feels like the joy of it is, yes, those moments you can be like, there's one word like bruh, like, or damn, like one word things that like kind of say 10 things in one. And then there's these 6, we got a better pacing on that like kind of section that's like really kind of pushing up against itself, like pushing him to like answer. And I would want to tweak where that pacing kind of like ramps up and when there's a release, right? And we get to kind of like sit back and sit in a moment of realization or a revelation for their friendship. I love when he's like, "You've known me," so there's those beautiful little moments. But I think that if we were to keep working on this, that's where I would have you. And I would love to see this. I would love to do this in a myriad of different ways, like take it on a basketball court, have you guys walking, even though it says sitting on a bench, but like have you walking, have you one of you stationary, the other one stationary, like just really playing physically to see where that energy kind of pops off and allows you to find lots of variations of ways that people are very, the friendships are really intimate with each other when you get really used to each other's rhythms and the way that you move. So
yeah,
thank you.
It would be interesting to add like to put it on a basketball court or something like that too, because the thing that they're bouncing around between them right now is just like the words and the feelings and kind of, but yeah, to have it where they're really in motion or like kind of stalling in the middle of something would be kind of interesting.
Yeah. Playing with each other. Yeah. Like holding on to the information, then throwing it at each other, like there's a lot of joy in that. So, oh, thank you guys so much. What a treat. Like,
thank you.
That was terrific. Great work. Great work, you guys. Good. I like the basketball court idea, What do you think, Cleavon? Could they do it on
I love that idea. Yeah, for sure.
because it's got that rhythm, of just the dialogue passing and shooting or whatever, but I thought that was I think that'd be a fun way to stage it when we can actually stage things again.
Please.
In the world of actual staging. But Elizabeth, great work. That was that was just such a great detailed moment to moment thing, and there was just a second time you guys just captured so much more detail. It wasn't longer in duration, I don't think, but it just felt so full of good news, just wonderful. Well, thank you all. That was great. Everybody have a good time. Cleavon, what you think?
No, just your instincts, Ron and Jared, your instincts were spot on. And I was just cracking up listening to how you were breaking down, the mentality of those two cats. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's always the biggest thing. I love doing stage readings, especially because you often get the playwright in the room. So for me, it's like the biggest job or the best thing I can do is to genuinely translate like that imagination you had like into an actual person. So if I did anything that actually made you laugh at it because it was coming out of my mouth, but you did it, you wrote it, that's high praise. So thank you.
Thank you.
Well, great work, everybody. Thank you so much for doing this. It was such a pleasure. Our job is to make the audience fall in love with the characters, and I think we succeeded. I think we succeeded, and I think everybody would probably agree that these guys are pretty adorable. So thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, everybody, Playhouse fans, Zoomlet fans, for coming with us on this journey, the sweet story about these two friends. And thank all of you, especially who donated when you got your free ticket, because many, many of you did. And we're paying all the artists that are working in these Zoomlets. And so it really helps us do that when people contribute. And I know there'll be an opportunity after the show is over for you to do that some more, or for those of you who haven't yet contributed to do so. Here we are, we're trying to keep using everything we can to try and keep theater alive through this pandemic, through this insane time. And really, really appreciate everybody who attended the reading, and those of you especially who contributed. Coming up on Thursday, we have a very special treat in our Fireside Chats with America's Greatest Playwrights. We're going to have Rajiv Joseph, who is just an incredible playwright. Many of you who are SF Playhouse attendees might have seen Bengal Tiger at the Baghdad Zoo, which we did 5-6 years ago, and before that, when we were up in our other venue up on Sutter Street, we did a play of his called Animals Out of Paper. Any rate, Rajiv is an amazing playwright, and we'll be having a chat with him about theater and life and what is coming next and what it all means. Also, next Monday, our Zoomlet will be a play by Geetha Reddy. You guys who attended the Fireside Chats may have enjoyed our conversation with Geetha. And it's going to be the play is going to be called The Mommy Assumption. And it's a wonderful, wonderful little play. And it's going to be directed by Kimberly Ridgway, who we'll be introducing to the Playhouse family for the first time. So thank you all very much for attending. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.
Thanks.